Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessed. Today's a very, very special episode as it is my first episode postpartum.
Well, Brooke, you don't always have to be a star.
I know, but you do if you are going to be in the biggest boy band in the world. I gotten so worked up that I had thrown up on myself in my stroller. In my 14-year-old self, I said, those are hot men. And look at them now. They're like babies. That was kind of just like a casual interest, which I guess maybe a little bit more than casual.
I have not slept in a few nights because of my new baby, Jonathan. He is currently chewing on Izzy's materials. So he might need to vacate the premises soon. But Jonathan is my new baby kitty, and he is the love of my life. I have never felt this way about anything or anyone. I wake up every morning with like, my heart is like, I want to throw up my heart. I'm so in love with this young man, and hopefully he's just kind of walking around the space right now, but hopefully he'll come settle on mama's lap shortly. He is a puppy. He is literally everything that I have ever wanted. He's so affectionate. He curls into my neck when it's nap time, and he also like tries to nurse at it, which is, I'm wondering when that will end because I have like hickeys on my neck, which is really sweet from my son. And yeah, he sleeps on my neck or under my shirt or just cuddled up next to me, which is everything that I've ever wanted. He lets me love him and he loves me, and that's really all I've ever wanted, and I'm so thankful for him. And yeah, he's my life now. And now I understand why cat moms are often alone, because I don't feel the need for anything or anyone else now that I have baby Jay. So yeah, watch that space. He is truly like, I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Right now he sounds like he's doing flips and cartwheels in the other room. He's so energetic, but also not afraid to rest. And that's what I love about him. And I'm so curious to see what his temperament will be when he transitions out of kitten. He's 11 weeks old. Let me actually backtrack a little bit and tell you the story of his birth. So as you know, I've been wanting a cat for a very long time. I've been wanting a pet for a very long time. And so, you know, I got a guinea pig thinking that would, kind of satisfy that pet need. And we know how that worked out. And we love Frankie to death, but we weren't a love match. But yeah, I've been wanting a pet for a really long time. And so that happened. And then, once I moved, I was like, okay, I think it's time for a cat. And this apartment is really like the perfect space for one too. And I always wanted like a little black and white tuxedo cat. And I know that I wanted like a little male cat, a little boy, because with nothing but respect for the women in the feline industry, I haven't found a female cat that I've connected with before. I found like the young men to be a little bit more affectionate, at least towards me. And I've always felt like a boy mom. So I've been on the lookout for a little black and white tuxedo male cat. And so this weekend, Sodi and I, because Sodi was looking for 2 young women. She wanted 2 cats, 2 young women, and she wanted to name them Fucker Jones and maybe Lady Marie or Lady Lynn, something along those lines. But Sodi and I went looking for cats this weekend with our friends Kat Wellington, Trish Watson, and our friend Marshall. And our first stop was the Larchmont farmers market. They usually have like a few stands of kittens up for adoption. So the first place we walked into was a pet store that has like a little adoption station in the back. And immediately on impact, there are 2 young women kittens, and their names are Contessa Confetti and Lady Monarch, which Gorgeous names, by the way, but also insane because Sodi was looking for 2 young women with double names. And so we got to connect with them in the restroom of the pet shop for a more enclosed one-on-one. And Sodi actually burst into tears at the connection that they were feeling. So she filled out those adoption papers and she had that home visit yesterday. And those cats, who she's going to keep the name Contessa Confetti, and it will be Lady Lynn instead of Lady Monarch. But those young women will be coming home to join her tomorrow, and she couldn't be more excited. And I've never seen anything like that love match. But there was no one there for me at that time, and that was completely fine. I was in no rush. And I really like seeing that moment that Sodi had with the young women twins. That's what I knew that I wanted with my future Jonathan. So then we hit a few more stands. There were some black and white cats, but I didn't feel the spark. And I wasn't in a rush, and I really, if anything, if my past impulsive decisions have taught me anything, it's that I was really going to wait for a special moment with the special young man that would be coming home with me. So we hit a few more places. There was no love match. I was a little disappointed, but feeling okay, and also feeling like I was going to look on Instagram too, maybe at some shelters. Like that was an opportunity that could be possible for me. So we were on our way home, and I said, you know what? Sometimes Petco has like a few cats up for adoption. Let's pop in and see if they have anything, or anyone rather. We go to Petco. There is one lone cat. It is a young man. He is a black and white tuxedo cat. I look in to see him. He's laying down and he reaches his paw out. I grab onto it with my finger, and he literally, I'm not kidding, holds my hand. Like it wasn't just a paw to finger tap. It was I'm holding your, like his paw went into the holding position. And at this point, I don't care if it's a young man or young woman. Like this cat is coming home with me, but I didn't know. And so we called. It said, call Susie. If you're interested in adopting this cat, we call Susie. He's a man. He's 11 weeks old. Susie said, I'll be there in 15 minutes so that we can let him out of the cage and you can hold him and we can get this experience moving. Come here. Come here, my love. I also don't know if he definitely doesn't know his name is Jonathan or Johnny, because I just call him my love or my life or my light. But yeah, so Susie shows up about an hour and a half later. That whole time I'm standing next to Jonathan, just doing finger to paw holding connection. Susie finally gets there an hour and a half later, lets him out. And it is literally, I imagine that's what mothers feel doing skin to skin after giving birth to a human child. Like our connection was that immediate. So thankfully I just kind of, signed those adoption papers, and Susie was able to do that home visit right away. And she came over and she walked in my house. The overall vibe of Susie is cat lady on steroids with a very intricate personality with some quirks. Okay. Hi, my love. Hi. How about you come sit with mama? Hi, honey. This is Jonathan. He is everything. But yeah, Susie came in immediately. It said, it's too cold in here. Your cat will get diabetes. Okay. You and I will also get pneumonia and diabetes too. Okay. It was 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So she said 70, you can just do 75 or 76. I said, oh yeah, God. Yeah, of course. So while Susie's there, I turned that thermostat up. Everyone is completely smoked out. She commented on like the weirdest things. Like I had a poisonous plant to him that I was going to just I gave away. She didn't comment on that, but she commented on like under the dishwasher, there was like just like a space that no one could possibly, he in his small size couldn't even get into. And that's what she commented on. It was like the weirdest things. But anyway, we went to go get him, and that's that. He immediately kind of felt right at home, and now he's living his best life. Before I got him, the reason that he was all alone at Petco is he had 6 siblings initially, and they were all adopted, and he got adopted with his sister. And the person that adopted them had a big, massive dog, and the dog ate his sister in one bite in front of him. And then they brought Jonathan back to Susie, which is bone chilling. And now every time that a dog barks outside, you can tell Jonathan tenses up. He is a survivor, and he is dealing with his trauma in the best way he can. And I am here to support him with all the love in the world. And I hope that one day he'll eventually be able to be around a dog, but we don't know. And yeah, he has a bit of a traumatic past. So he is completely the love of my life and so perfect. And I can't believe I waited so long. I can't, but thank God I waited so long, because now I have Jonathan. It was just like the perfect, like everything that happened needed to happen to get to this moment. I do wish that it didn't come at the expense of his sister's life, but yeah, just goes to show you. Okay, he is currently clawing at the bars of my dresser. I'm like so addicted to him. He might need to leave because I find him, I just want to look at him all day and watch him do nothing. Like I can't sleep because I know he's there. And when I do sleep, I wake up and he's standing up staring at me. Where are you? And he loves, his favorite snack is dust bunnies. Where are you, my love? But yeah, he's perfect. Okay. So a lot has happened since we last spoke on the Obsessed set. I think that the last time I spoke to you guys was with Brett and Sodi. So that was like almost a month ago, honestly. So in that time, I have seen The Outsiders on Broadway. I have seen the Wicked film. Jonathan Groff has announced that he's coming back to Broadway in the spring. I saw We Live in Time. Chicken Shop Date came out. Andrew G was on Sesame Street as well. I went to the Sweat Tour and I read 2 books, and Liam Payne died. So that is everything that has happened since we last spoke. So we do have a little bit to get into. Let's start with The Outsiders. Obviously, as perfect as I was expecting it to be, I did get an understudy for the main young man who plays Ponyboy, who is the lead. The main guy who plays Ponyboy, his name is Brody Grant. He has been away, which I didn't know. I knew he was like on and off, like coming in and out of shows, like taking some time off, but I didn't know he was doing a consistent month off when I went. But there's also been some like shady, I don't know what exactly is going on with him. There's a lot of stuff on Reddit. Either there's like allegations or he's in a relationship with the director. I don't know. I honestly can't get any clarity. But there might be something going on with him. I don't know. He wasn't there. He was the one who was nominated for Tony. So I did want to see him sing. He does have a remarkable voice. But if you watch him sing on Fallon, at the end he goes, and this is, I'm sorry, like for my visual watchers only, he goes like, or like something along those lines, and it's deeply upsetting. So there might be some personality quirks there, but anyway, I guess that really doesn't matter. I just wanted to hear him sing. But anyway, got the understudy who was spectacular. I think his name was Trevor. He was so great. And I felt really, really bad because I posted like, I'm here at The Outsiders. And then I said something like, oh, like got the understudy, of course, because you guys know that I have like a fear of that I'm going to like get an understudy, which of course is not a bad thing. It's just like when you're going to see someone specific, it can be jarring. And like, I've always had that fear. Like when I go to see Jonathan, like with Marilee, I was terrified I was going to get an understudy. So it's just kind of like letting you guys know that, yes, of course I did get an understudy because that is one of my fears, but it really didn't matter in this case because I wasn't really there to see someone specific. If one of the young men that was playing Soda or Daryl, the other brothers, If I got an understudy for them, I would have been inconsolable because they really were my favorites and are my favorites. And I knew that going in, but we were all good. And then I did post after because I was so scared that someone from the cast would see it, which they didn't. I was completely delusional. I said that the understudy changed my life because I was like really feeling like scared, which like he was completely great. I didn't feel that kind of life-changing connection after, but I did say I did on my Instagram stories because I was completely terrified that I had hurt someone's feelings. But anyway, the show was as amazing as I expected. I do wonder if I did myself a disservice by binging the soundtrack the way I did before, because I knew the whole story. Like there were no surprises. I knew every song. So there were no songs that after the show, I was like, I have to go listen to that right now on Spotify. You know how like after a show, you get that like, oh my God, like I have to consume this album in its entirety and like connect with the songs that I heard in person now. I didn't get that experience because I already knew the soundtrack so well. But I also was like so excited to see the show and so excited that I knew all the songs. So I guess both ways of going about it, going in blind and going in fully knowing the soundtrack are good. I kind of do wish that I went in blinder, you know. Hi, my love. I kind of do wish I went in with like an astigmatism, like only knowing a few songs maybe instead of knowing the soundtrack front to back. But that being said, it was incredible. I feel like I just went on the more like obsessive spiral about it before. And now like seeing the show was like my closure. It was awesome. Go see The Outsiders if you can. Okay. The Wicked movie, I obviously like don't want to say anything about it that will spoil it in any way for you guys. I just do want to say that it is as good as you're expecting it to be. I actually am really excited because before going into this, I didn't like feel one way or another about Ariana, like love some of her music, like don't know about, just like was not like an Arianator. I am an Arianator. Now that woman is the most talented individual. And I do not mean to erase Cynthia by any means, but like I knew going in that she was a force, you know? And I knew Ariana had the talent, but her acting, like the way that her Glinda is remarkable. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. Cynthia was obviously incredible. Let's talk about the poster and her erasure for a second. If you guys don't know, there was a fan edit of the Wicked poster to make it look more like the original Broadway Wicked poster. And in that poster, her Elphaba's hat was covering her eyes. So in this fan edit, Cynthia's Elphaba's eyes were being covered by her hat. And then Cynthia posted on her Instagram and was like, this is the most offensive thing that I have ever seen. I am staring down the barrel of the camera intentionally and you are erasing me. Okay. I can totally understand how you made a statement in the new poster. And I love this statement. I think that's a powerful statement. And I think you should tell us the statement and tell us why you actually prefer the new poster rather than the old poster. It's not the most offensive thing you've ever seen right now. That was truly like a poster made by somebody who probably loves Wicked and loves the original show. And was just so excited to like draw parallels between the new movie and the original show. And I'm all for responding to it and letting people know the meaning behind the new poster and why it's so powerful. I feel terrible for the person who made the original edit, truly. Like they truly probably were just so excited. And it's good press. And I didn't know, I've now heard my Broadway obsessions never overlapped with Cynthia. So I didn't know that she's kind of like a diva. And divas will do what divas are going to do. You know, she has every right to diva, but obviously that did put a taste in my mouth, if you will. And the taste was not a pleasant one. I think it's pretty ludicrous to say it was the most offensive thing. And that's just my take. Truly. And, you know, I think I can't stress enough. She had every right to let us know why the new poster is so powerful and why she prefers it. The way she went about it, don't feel good about it. Okay? That's my take. Hey guys, we'd like to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Good American. I know it can be so hard to find the perfect jean. I think everyone goes through this. I mean, I probably have 6 or 7 different sizes of jeans in my closet, depending on the day. They're either too tight in some places or too loose in others, and you end up feeling uncomfortable all day. But then I tried Good American jeans, and all my problems were solved. Their Always Fits jeans have this incredible stretch that moves with my body no matter what I'm doing. It's like the jeans were made for my body, and I never have to worry about them getting too loose or losing their shape. The brand was co-founded by Khloe Kardashian and Emma Grede with a mission to redefine fashion through inclusivity and comfort. Good American's Always Fits denim uses a one-size-fits-4 design that adapts to your body's changes and fluctuations, guaranteeing the perfect fit every time. So when your body changes, your jeans won't need to. Good American's Always Fit limitless 4-way stretch and recovery denim moves with you, stretching up and down 4 sizes, holding its shape and flattering yours. Available from size 00 to plus size 32, the jeans offer comfort with gap-proof waistbands, tummy smoothing technology, 100% stretch, and reinforced belt loops. From skinny jeans to bootcut, high-waisted to cropped, Good American offers a wide variety of styles that cater to every preference and occasion. Shop now at goodamerican.com. Use promo code OWB for $50 off your first pair. Don't forget to select podcast at checkout and choose our show to let them know we sent you. Hey guys, we're taking a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Skims. I think everyone knows by now that Skims makes some of the best clothes and undergarments out there. If you don't already own Skims, you know someone who loves them, including me. If you're a new Skims shopper or a veteran, the Fits Everybody collection is the way to go. Just talking about the basics, their bras, bralettes, and underwear are insanely comfortable. You barely feel like you're wearing anything on your skin because of how buttery soft and comfortable the pieces are. Personally, I love the Fits Everybody thongs. They're stretchy and not tight, so you can wear them all day and they still make me feel sexy. I also love their bralettes because they give me the support I need without having to wear a full-on wire bra. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but sometimes a bra will fit me one day and not the next day, but with my Skims, I know the bralettes are always gonna work. The Fits Everybody collection is available in sizes extra, extra small to 4X. You can shop now at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know I sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Anyway, back to the film. 2 words for you. Jonathan Bailey. You are going to die. You're going to die. The depth that he brought to Fiyero. I always thought, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this because I'm in front of this, my Jonathan. He's asleep with his hands just touching my back. Because he always needs to be touching me. Okay, back to Jonathan B, who this Jonathan is partly named after. The depth that he brought to Fiyero. And the thing is, like, he didn't, like, it's not like there's a new story arc or he has, like, a lot more lines than the original Fiyero. It's in his expressions. It's in his movements. It's in the way he carries himself. You can see Fiyero, the changes that he goes through from beginning to where we leave off in Defying Gravity. You can see him change as a person in Jonathan Bailey's portrayal. And I feel like we didn't get that in the stage adaptation. It just kind of happened. Like, it went from, like, oh, dancing through life, like, I am so surface level, to, like, oh, I'm in love with Elphaba, with no character development in between. We are seeing such character development because it's Jonathan Bailey, and he's an incredible performer and actor and singer and dancer. When you see the way that he moves, I couldn't sit still in my chair. I was squirming in my seat. I felt horrible. Kat Wellington was sitting next to me when we saw it. I was, like, hitting her. It was one of those, like, I was squeezing her. I'm sure I drew blood. I feel horrible, Kat. Dancing Through Life was my favorite part, and he gave it everything, and it was remarkable. I do not have one negative thing to say about the movie, and there are, like, a few additions and a few slight changes from the stage play, and usually, like, when you love so much, like, when you love something so much, like so many of us love Wicked, it's jarring and sometimes upsetting when something is changed. Every slight change was for the better. Like, everything, I was like, oh yeah, they should have done that in the stage play. Like, this this is making more sense to me. Like it should have been this original. Like you guys, I can't wait for you to see it. I'm so grateful and blessed to have seen it. I'm so grateful and blessed to have been invited to the premiere too. So I'm going to that. Jonathan's eating a lock of my hair. I do want to apologize. I'll be going to that in a few weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know if the cast will be there, but being in the room with those people will be challenging. I will not be going up to them and saying anything. I'm going to hold firm on that. And just like, I don't even want there to be an option for me to put pressure on myself and come off as stupid. We're just going to say right now, we're not approaching. Okay. We're not doing approaches. We're not doing one-on-ones. But oh my God, I can't wait to see it again. And I can't wait to see it a million more times in the theater. And I can't wait to see it while hitting a binky, because I think seeing that while high will be like truly the most insane experience. And Kat and I kept saying like, I can't believe that eventually like we're going to be able to watch this at home. Like I can't believe I'm going to be able to watch Dancing Through Life, rewind, take it from the top. Like that is the most insane thing to me. Also Defying Gravity was like completely out of this world. And What Is This Feeling? Also Ariana is just like slay the house down boots. Incredible. Okay. So speaking of Jonathans, obviously, I don't know if I said this. This Jonathan behind me is first and foremost named after Jonathan Larson to continue his legacy. And then secondly, Jonathan Groff. Thirdly, Jonathan Bailey. So it is threefold. Okay. Jonathan Groff announced a new show just in time. It comes out on March 28th. I will be there on March 28th. I have my tickets. It is about the life of Bobby Darin, who I honestly don't really know anything about. He's a singer and he sings, let me look up a few of his songs. You know them too. I didn't know I knew them, but you know them. Beyond the Sea, Somewhere Beyond the Sea. The fact that I don't, to see Jonathan Groff perform that crooning type of style music in a cabaret type of setting, I know I say I won't survive a lot of things, and yet here I stand having survived them. Not going to survive it. Not going to survive it. So I'm like completely excited for that. I don't even want to know too much about it. After my experience with The Outsiders, I'd prefer going in blind. I went in blind to Merrily too and had that type of, oh my God, experience. So we're going to go in with completely blind to that one, and I'm so excited. What else? Oh, We Live in Time. I talked about this on BNC a little, and I'm not going to give any spoilers because I know it doesn't come out in the UK until the new year. Complete masterpiece. Complete masterpiece. I do think Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield are the two best. Sorry, I burped. I do think Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are the two best actors that we have right now, besides Jonathan Bailey. Their performances were once in a lifetime. This movie is gonna be a classic. I'll never watch it again. I never want to see it again. Maybe in like 10 years. And you know what? Maybe I think like for someone experiencing some of the grief that the characters went through in that movie would be healing. And so I think that maybe like, obviously I hope this doesn't happen for a very long time, but if I ever kind of experience something like that, maybe this is a movie that I would go back to. Because a lot of movies that deal with sickness, like The Fault in Our Stars, I leave movies like that and I'm like, I don't want to live anymore. Like life is just too bleak. Like, why does this happen? With this movie, I left and I was like, life is so unfair, but that's life. And you know, it has beautiful moments too, and it's worth living. And that's, I think, what's so special about We Live in Time. It deals with grief in a way that is almost not uplifting, but so human. And I can't recommend it enough. I don't know how Oscar nominations work. I'm begging for this to be Andrew's win. usually like with actors, like each actor brings a piece of themselves to each role. Like I like every good actor, like Jennifer Lawrence. I'm like, oh, like that's that Jennifer Lawrence type of acting. And I love it because I love her type of acting. She's so talented. With Andrew, it's like there's no Andrew Garfield left when he performs. He is that character so 100%. He's left every Andrew-esque mannerism at the door. Every character of his is so different and so 100% that character. I don't know if that made any sense. But his portrayal of Tobias, it was just like 100% Tobias and no Andrew. And it's just remarkable what he can do. Speaking of Andrew, I'm going to need the We Live in Time press to end. I need to go complete 0.5. I do not want to see this young man for a very long time. I've been overexposed. Overexposure to a tier 1 it's like radioactive. It's radiation. You do not want it. Okay? It can be terminal. Okay? I am in the terminal stages of a tier 1. Right now, I need 2.5. However, I can't. He's everywhere. He's doing everything. I need him to go back into hiding. I just this morning watched him on Julian, Recess Therapy, his new show, Substitute Teacher. Andrew and Florence were the first guests, and it was spectacular. So go watch that. Andrew, I mean, I can't, him with kids, I can't even. And him on Sesame Street. Oh my God. He was talking about grief and how he feels about losing his mother. That's, out of anything that I've seen, The Outsiders, Wicked, go watch Andrew Garfield on Sesame Street. Pause this, go watch Andrew Garfield on Sesame Street. That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, let's talk about Chicken Shop. I don't mind. You guys, you know that this was one of the things that I said I won't survive it. And obviously I'm here, so I survived. But it wasn't easy. I will say, what I love about Andrew, like his person, not him as an actor, is that he is 100% himself. He does not, he's very firm about his boundaries and his privacy, and he doesn't let like being uncomfortable, like a situation being uncomfortable, like influence him at all. He's like very much always himself. And Amelia, who I also am obsessed with, is always very much her version of her Chicken Shop version of herself on Chicken Shop. And to me, they were both so much themselves. Like Andrew was this like trying to get deep, and she was like trying to keep it at that like surface level flirting so much that I feel like they almost weren't meeting in the middle. And I kind of got like a little bit uncomfortable watching because Andrew was being so Andrew and Amelia was being so Amelia, and I felt like it didn't mesh. Now that could be a defense mechanism for me being like, for just me not wanting to watch Andrew with another woman like that. That could be a defense mechanism. But overall, I was like a little bit, I wasn't feeling the way that everybody else was feeling about the chemistry. I was feeling like almost like a little bit uncomfortable, and that their energies didn't match the way that I was expecting. But obviously, like I still like really enjoyed it and loved it. And I think they do have something, and I love them both so deeply. Okay. And here's the thing. I also think I don't understand British humor. I want to be very upfront about that. I might be too stupid to understand it. And that's fine. I'm reading, Dolly Alderton's book Ghosts right now, and it's British humor, and I'm hating it. I'm completely hating it. I can't not finish it because my brain won't let me do that. I don't DNF books unless it's like I'm 10 pages in. But I'm halfway through hating it deeply. I wouldn't say it's getting a little bit better, but it's so British humor, and I just like, it's not it to me. So I think that's also something that could have been happening in Chicken Shop, and I just don't connect with it. I went to the Sweat Tour and accidentally took 2 Lemmy Sleeps instead of the Lemmy D Bloats that I was reaching for. I don't know what happened, but I was completely not only was I fine, I had the time of my life, which I really wasn't expecting for me to have at the Sweat Tour. I was kind of anticipating me being like a little bit overwhelmed. I don't know what it was about the Lemmy Sleeps on this evening. They had the opposite effect on me. It was like I took a very different type of drug. Honestly, I was feeling completely high, positive connotation from my Lemmy Sleeps. And I had a blast. I had a blast at the Sweat Tour. And if you can go. I actually think it is over now that you mention it. But yeah. Also, speaking of Ghost by Dolly Alderton, halfway through that, not liking it, I read another book. And this is just me putting off diving into Intermezzo because it's so long and daunting, and I almost wish that I didn't pick it for Bookshelf, but I will still dive in. I promise. I'm just really putting it off. Let me know if you got in the comments if you guys have started it, because I just need encouragement. I read this book called Incidents Around the House. It's by Josh Malerman, who also wrote Bird Box, which is one of my favorite books. If you've seen the movie, only do not judge me. The movie's not good. You must read the book. It is so good and it is so scary. That's the first time I've ever been like terrified by a book. And it was awesome. Okay. So good. This was also by him. And it's told through the perspective of an 8-year-old girl. And the like formatting as well is like really interesting. There's a lot of like weird spaces and indentations to just kind of represent the way that this young girl talks and thinks. It takes a minute to get used to, but it's really cool and really interesting. And I really loved that piece. I was so obsessed with this book for the first half. It was so scary. It's about her imaginary friend that lives in her closet and keeps asking her, "Can I go into your heart?" And she knows like if she says yes, like she's going to be reincarnated as this like entity is going to come into her person, and she will go where the entity came from. The entity did let her know that up front, and she's like scared that she's going to say yes. But so the book is about her kind of like fighting that. And the entity is described in such a way that is like so disgusting and terrifying. So that's fun. First half, I was like, this is a new 5-star read. I'm addicted to it. Second half of that book, worst thing I've ever read in my life. 1 star. So I ended up giving it 3 stars. I have never been more let down and disappointed. It was so incredible. And then it just completely lost the plot. But that being said, like I finished it in like 1 sitting. It was such a fun read, even though it sucked at the end. I would love if someone could read it, because there's also a possibility that I did not understand what happened at the end. Or I think it was a big metaphor that I didn't understand. So if someone could read that and explain it to me, I would love that. But also like, I'm reading this to be scared. I don't need like a Romeo and Juliet Shakespeare type of metaphor at the end of this book about a creature living in the closet. If I did want that, I'd be reading something else. So I appreciate your effort and the time that you put into the metaphors, Josh M. Not looking for that right now. But yeah, someone please read that. I also finished Stephen King's On Writing. I don't think that it changed my perspective on writing. I did learn a few techniques or like strategies that he has. For example, I learned like he doesn't believe in like over describing someone and the way they look and like the environment. He thinks it's kind of just like almost just filler. Obviously some of it is necessary, but not a lot. And so I incorporated that into my writing. And my agents were like, "Brooke, like we love that you were so moved by Stephen King. You're not writing horror. So we need you to let us know where you are and what people are like." And I said, "Oh God, yeah, sorry about that. I feel horrible." So I think if anything, I learned to do the opposite of what Stephen does, which I love. And I love him. And I also learned that he's like addicted to his wife, Tabitha. And I loved reading the way that he spoke about his wife. And I would love if Stephen King would write a romance novel. I think he would excel. Honestly, on writing, Stephen King's memoir is a romance novel. In a way, it is about the love he has for his wife and his craft, but mostly his wife, and how he could not do his craft without the support of his wife. So that's really my main takeaway from the book. And I think Stephen King could be the next Nicholas Sparks. And I hope that he dives into that. Hey guys, we're taking a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Squarespace. I love Squarespace because it's the user-friendly platform that allows people and businesses to create professional websites without the need or technical knowledge or coding skills. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create, sell, and engage with your audience all in one place. Squarespace is introducing its design intelligence, combining 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Squarespace Payments is also the easiest way to manage your payments in one place. Onboarding is simple. Get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods, Apple Pay and Afterpay. You can connect social media accounts to your website in a few clicks as icons, links, or embedded feeds. Sellers can also sync their product catalog directly with Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Google to reach more customers and reduce the steps for a purchase. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/OWB to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hey guys, we'd like to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Goodr. Goodr carries stylish sunnies starting at only $25 a pair. All sunglasses come with a 1-year warranty and 30-day free return so you can find your perfect pair. Goodr sunglasses are made to be lightweight and comfortable. I know a lot of sunglasses I've tried pinch at my nose or hurt my ears after a few hours, but not my Goodrs. Goodr glasses are 100% polarized, which is amazing considering they start at just $25. Their no slip, no bounce design makes them perfect to wear all day long. From vibrant colors to sleek styles, there's a pair of Goodrs for every personality. The sunglasses are designed for both everyday wear and for active people that love to run, hike, bike, and more. I know when I wear my Goodr sunnies when I'm on my daily walk to Barnes & Noble. Because they're so affordable, you don't have to worry about losing or breaking them. You can have a pair for every occasion. If you need a new pair of sunnies, Goodr is giving Obsessed listeners free shipping. You can go to goodr.com/OWB and use code OWB for free shipping. Goodr offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's goodr.com/OWB and use code OWB for free shipping. Okay, I do want to end the episode by talking about Liam. I'm so sad. It is such a devastating thing that has happened. And I was having a really hard time processing his death when it first happened for a lot of reasons. I think it's like a lot of it is mourning. Like my 17-year-old self, I was in mourning for her. And that was really like a new feeling and something weird to explore. I bet Andrew would have such good things to say about this. We need him back on Sesame Street. But yeah, I was feeling just like really weird, and also feeling really weird because like obviously we've been hearing not great things about him recently, and it's very challenging to mourn someone when you also know that there's a lot of negativity surrounding them. So that was really hard too. And I think I was mostly just feeling so sad about the way that his life ended up. All of it. Everything leading up to his death too. And the fact that like something that I loved so much and that brought me so much joy actually brought him to this point. Like he couldn't cope after One Direction, and maybe even during, I don't know. And that's just like so tragic to me that like something that like healed a big part of me when I was a teenager like broke him. And so that was hard to grapple with. And of course, obviously like a week before he died, I said something bad about him, obviously, just because of everything that was going on in the press. And I obviously feel shitty about that. But you know, I know I'm not going to be too hard on myself about that because, you know, what we were hearing really, really was terrible, and he needed help. And I think that's something that I learned. And when I'm speaking about people, he needed help. That's really what I should have kind of focused on. And I wish someone had helped him. Yeah, kind of heavy, but I'm feeling really sad and still kind of processing that. And I know that so many of us are feeling sad and that it's a complicated type of grief. So I'm there with you. And I've been listening to the music nonstop. I haven't started watching old videos yet. I don't think I'm ready. I'm going to go back and start watching like the Stare videos from X Factor and like interviews and all that and music videos, but I'm not ready for that yet. Did I say This Is Us? I will be watching This Is Us too. But right now I'm just really diving into the discography. It's bringing me a lot of peace. Specifically 18. That's one of my favorite songs. And I don't know why, like that's the one that I'm really seeking out. I think it's just like making me think of my teenage years and how much I loved them. Also Love You Goodbye, which I was listening to a lot before all this, which is about like, let's have sex one more time before we break up. But I'm taking it in a different direction now. And that's a really good one to listen to right now too. So I think those are my two favorite ones. The Boys Statements are completely wrecking me. Louis completely punched me in the gut. The fact that they were still close. Pay no. I'll be an uncle for Bear. Shoot me. Like, so painful. Yeah, I'm feeling for all the boys. It must be so complicated. And there was so much regret in Zayn's statement too. I bet they're all feeling just like shitty. Like that's the only way to describe it. It's just so weird. But yeah, definitely with you all, sending you all of my love and light, and we are in this together. Hi, my love. Good morning. Good morning. Were you resting? Were you resting? You want to say that into the mic? Oh, so I can't move now. I live in fear that something is going to happen. Like this, I get, this is really like, obviously like not making light of postpartum. Like that's very serious condition. And obviously like I'm not going through that medically and biologically, but I am having so much anxiety that like something is going to happen. If this, like, I can't imagine loving my own child this much. Like I love him so much. I feel so overwhelmed. I don't ever want to leave the house again. I don't know how I'm going to navigate doing that. I'm scared. It's like not only that I don't want to, I'm scared. Like I'm scared, like everything. It seems like he could choke on and swallow everything. Like he's biting so much, like he's going to bite my bedding and swallow it. Like, I don't know. Like, and I don't know anything about cats. So I don't know. I just know that I love him so much and that I'm going to be the best mom to him that I can. And that he's everything that I've ever wanted. And sorry, Bubba. There's no way he's ever going to learn his name because I only call him Bubba or my light or my love or my life and never Jonathan. But that's what's on his birth certificate. So I love you so much. It's completely sinister. You're the love of my life. Like, is this even normal for a kitten? Like, I know everyone thinks that their child is like the best and the most special, but like, look at him. Look at him. Oh, hello, my love. He's like, I'm shaking. Like there's literally nothing like this young man. Hi, honey. Hi, honey. I don't know what me and him should be for Halloween. I ordered, Actually, I don't want to tell you what I'm being for Halloween. It'll be a surprise. Let's just bleep that out. But it's honestly like, I'm always I'm not good at costumes for Halloween. I never have been. Never once have I had a good costume. It's just something that's overwhelming to me. And this year I'm going, I also like want to feel good, because there's nothing worse than just like feeling like you're in a shitty costume and you're out and it's just like you're not feeling secure. And so I just got 2 things and I'm like, okay, I'll feel like I look okay in these. And they have some sort of relevance to my life and pop culture. And that's it. They're nothing special, but hey, but they're family. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening. We had a lot to talk about today. I'm glad. Sorry, I'm feeling like I don't know how to podcast right now. Thank you guys so much for today. I'm sorry I had a little bit of mommy brain. I haven't slept the past 2 nights, but it's all worth it for my love and my light. So yeah, I'm excited to navigate this next week of being a new mom. And next week I'll be maybe back to my 100% fully charged self. So thank you guys. Love you.